Hey everyone. First time in front of the camera, and we just hit, as of yesterday, 300 subscribers. So this being Christmas, and Merry Christmas to those who celebrate the Christmas holiday, I wanted to thank you for your kind words, your subscribership, sometimes your not so kind words. I've learned this last year or so of doing YouTube videos, it's a tough crowd, and I wanted to comment on that a little bit. I've been studying a principle on online put forth by Dr. Travis Bradberry, and Dr. Bradberry is a strong proponent of EQ. EQ is not an IQ test for those who are not aware of it yet. EQ stands for emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. And let me share with you some observations, what I've noticed about EQ and how it relates to online etiquette and social interaction online. What I found is that people who suffer from a rather low EQ typically are the first ones to jump all over someone the moment they've put a video up with a comment, with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But usually a comment that is a knee-jerk reaction, and it's a comment that they haven't really fully baked out or fully vetted before they hit the send button. Typically they're very anxious to become of what I call a me first culture and respond as fast as they can without thinking that response through. And that's not only on this channel, that's on many of the YouTube channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, any social media that you see out there. And if I can leave you with any type of advice, with any kind of guidance coming into the year 2018, think about your responses before you send them. Think about the impact that that message could have on someone. I kind of want to put 2017 into my rearview mirror. Personally, it's been the worst year of my life, and I'm not going to go into details. I'll just give you a kind of a broad understanding of the fact that I have a loved one who is terminally ill. And what that has done to me is make me aware and understanding of the fact that some people have, I'm a Roman Catholic, so I call it, some people have a cross to bear. And they might have a larger cross than yours. And you might not know what that person has going on in their life before you jump all over them. You know, originally when I thought I was going to make this video, I thought it was going to be kind of a tour of my listening space. This listening space, which is my shortwave listening space, my audio listening space, which is in the living room to my right. By the way, for those of you who don't know, this is my kitchen, and I call it the Hallicrafters kitchen This is my dad's first radio, which is the Hallicrafters S38, which I had restored in the last couple of years. This is my second shortwave radio, which was my dad's Hallicrafters SX42. 71 years old, came back from restoration within the last year. By the way, these are both 71 years old. And you might see the camera angle probably prohibits it, but my Kenwood R2000, which I picked up this past year at Goodwill for $60. And above that is my ICOM R71A, which is my first serious shortwave radio that I bought brand new in the early 90s when I could afford it. That had a recap this summer. All the caps on the PLL VCO board were replaced. And then above it, which you probably can't see, is my fun radio, which is my Realistic DX200. Now, let me share you a story about the DX200. It's the weakest performer by far out of any of the radios in this room. Even weaker than the GE Super Radio 2, which is above that. But that radio, as a teenager, that radio was one that I drooled over when I was in high school. I saw the Radio Shack catalogs and always loved the look of it. So when I saw that a couple of weeks ago at Goodwill for $19, I couldn't buy it fast enough. I posted in one of the antique radio forums how much fun I'm having with that radio. And right away, people just kind of jumped all over me and said, oh, you can do much better, and there's many better performing radios that are out there. I know that. I own them. I own radios that some folks might dream about. So when I got that DX200, I didn't get it for performance. I got it for fun. It's a single conversion super heterodyne radio. It has very modest performance, what you might describe as poor stability. It's very hard to stay on to, let's say, a single sideband station and not have it drift all over the place. So you have to keep your hands on the knobs at all times. Well, some people enjoy that, and some people miss that. These tube radios that I showed you at first, they take a good hour before they stabilize. And even then, because of the thermal drift and the mechanical drift that's inherent in their design, they'll drift over time. I know that. But my gosh, you can't ask for more fun. And that DX200 helps me kind of relive the childhood that I had. And, coming back to certainly the SX42, my dad gave this to me brand new when I was 15. He bought it brand new when he was 15 in 1946. So sometimes the most fun radios are the ones that aren't the best performers. This isn't about performance. It's about fun. One of my friends here on YouTube, and I consider him a friend, and that's Danny Shortwave. And Danny, this is a shout out to you. You put things into the right perspective when you said, this is about fun. Have fun with this hobby. Danny, you inspired me to have fun with this hobby. And I can't thank you enough for that. And if there's any helpful advice I can give to my subscribers and to other folks, maybe subscribing to my channel going into 2018 and through the new year and the holidays. Have fun with your hobbies. If it's radios, if it's audio, you don't want to even get me started on people who have bashed my vinyl cleaning skills. It's not about record cleaning machines. It's not about not hearing a single crack or a single pop. That's why you buy records. You buy records because they're flawed. They're not perfect. There were people spinning, there were disc jockeys, professional disc jockeys who were spinning records in the 60s, in the 70s, maybe the early part of the 80s, that had cracks and pops in them. They didn't have record cleaning machines back then. They didn't fret about how many hundreds of hours is my stylus going to run before I need a new one. They weren't comparing it to digital formats because digital formats didn't exist back then. They had fun. They bought records to enjoy the music, not about record cleaning machines. And, you know, I've got some nice stereo equipment, and as you've seen in other videos, speakers that when they were brand new cost a lot of money. I'm not going to spend that money on record cleaning machines. I'm going to spend it on more records because I enjoy the music and I enjoy the format in all its flaws and its idiosyncrasies and the collectability of the format. Holding a record in your hand, looking at that full-sized album cover, maybe it has a gatefold, going through that gatefold. You know, I just don't get it. I don't understand the record cleaning phenomena. I don't get it. And I can only venture a guess that it's people who grew up only with digital and think that everything needs to sound perfect. Guys, I clean my records. I clean them. But I don't spend thousands of dollars doing so, and I don't fret about, the occasional pop and click. If it's that aggravating, someday I'll buy maybe a better copy of that record. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, simplification of these hobbies, I think, is another message I'd like to leave with you. And more importantly, have fun with this hobby. Enjoy it. This hobby, record collecting, I'm going to continue to feature both because, probably about half of my subscribers are vinyl collectors and the other half are into the radio hobby. Both of them, have fun with them. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year 2018. I hope this video was helpful. Maybe I'll try to get on camera more going into the new year. I am camera shy. It's not my favorite medium. I see all these perfect videos online and it just drives me crazy because people film these videos like they're in a studio. This is just my hobby, and I hope you're having fun with your hobbies too. And once again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Take care for now.